Good morning, everybody. It is the morning of Saturday, February the 16th, 2020. It's a big day for Project Redline. Have a look behind my truck. Guess what that is? I have rented a 100 CFM diesel air compressor, and it's blast day for Project Redline. Today is the big day where it's time to make all the rust go bye-bye for good and put the car into epoxy primer. I'm really excited about this. Been waiting for this for more than a minute. This kind of signifies a turning point in the build of my car where I kind of, put a phase behind me. I've been fixing rust for I don't even know how long at this point. Actually, I do. It's like a year and a half. And anyways, today is the big day where I'm going to blast the car down with my neighbor's gargantuan yellow blast pot. And then I'm going to shoot the car in, have a look, Speed Coat Epoxy Primer. I did a little test piece of that stuff several months ago, left it outside. It looks just as good as it did on day one, and so I'm excited. Today's the big day. Let me get some breakfast and time to get going. Folks, let me tell you, if you have never sandblasted an entire car before, it is a mother trucker of a job. Absolutely of epic proportion. Every single bag of sand has to be sifted before it goes into the blaster, and there's a bunch more. Every nook and cranny on this thing. I mean, my goodness. You blast and you blast and you blast, and then you stop, and then you look at it and you find some more, and you find some more, and you find some more. I think we've been at this for maybe 7 hours or so, something like that. And to call me tired is an understatement. I'm going to try and finish this thing, get the blasting done today so I can epoxy prime this thing tomorrow. Screw this job. Alright, 6 o'clock in the evening, and I have finally finished blasting this old piece of crap. Tired does not begin to say what I am today. Good God. Looks great though. I'm really pleased with it. It's damn near dinner time, just after 6. So this has been a 11-hour job, I guess, maybe 10. I don't know. Kind of lost track, to be honest with you. That's what I got. Tomorrow, I'm gonna shoot her in epoxy primer. See how it looks. Good morning, everybody. Sunday, February the 16th. I came out here to the shop to put the car in epoxy primer, and I have decided against that. It's raining outside today. I have no ability to be able to sandblast the car anymore outside. It's friggin' raining. So I got out here and started looking the car over, giving it one last inspection before I started to shoot epoxy primer on the car, and I found quite a few things like this. Can you see down inside of this lip here? Can you see that? Basically, there's tons of tiny little spots here and there where the big blaster did not get. There's enough of it that it makes sense to wait until another day and hit all of those spots with my little siphon gun, because I've got to take the big diesel air compressor back tomorrow. So I'm going to leave the heat on in the shop to try and keep the moisture out of this place. Hopefully with the heat on, it doesn't flash rust before I can get those next spots and get the car in primer. If it does, it does. We'll see what happens. Not just that, I also want to go over this car using a different media than hardware store sand. Have a look at this. Can you see the little white dots? There's one right there. There's one right there. Little white dots all over this car. I have no idea what that is, but I mean, it's easily cleaned off, and the hardware store sand left all of those white dots on the car. So I also want to go over this car with some actual clean media, some crushed glass right before I shoot it, so that I can get rid of every little speck on the car. What I discovered this morning is that if you think you're going to wipe this car down with cleaning towels and lacquer thinner, you end up putting so much lint onto it because everything is very, very gritty and coarse right now. The whole car feels like sandpaper. So if you start trying to wipe it down right now, you just put tons and tons of lint on it, and the tack cloth does a pretty good job, of getting the lint off, but it doesn't do a perfect job. So I really want to go over the whole car again, use some non-hardware store sand, probably some crushed glass, just go over it real lightly, get the spots that I missed yesterday, and then from there I probably won't wipe it down with anything, and we'll just hit it with epoxy primer. And that's the game plan. We'll see what happens, but I'm completely stalled today thanks to the rain. That's been the update for the weekend. Got most of the blasting done, so I'm happy with that, but obviously kind of disappointed that the car is not in epoxy primer. So anyways, you want to see more of this build, hit the subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoy seeing this stuff. Y'all have a good Sunday.